Hello, devoted fans of Days of Our Lives. Welcome back to TV Days Drama Digest, your go-to source for the juiciest updates, theories, and speculation swirling around the iconic soap opera that has kept us glued to our screens for decades. Today, we're diving headfirst into one of the most tantalizing mysteries to grip Salem in recent months, the potential return of Everett Lynch, the enigmatic journalist portrayed by the brilliantly versatile Blake Barris. Could Everett, believed to have met a tragic end at the hands of the diabolical Connie Wieniawski, be poised to make a jaw-dropping comeback? Is he the one destined to haunt Stephanie Johnson's heart and mind, rather than the previously speculated Jeremy Horton? Buckle up, because we're about to unravel this tangled web of drama, deception, and dissociative identity disorder in a way that will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about Salem's latest tragedy. The rise and fall of Everett Lynch. A character shrouded in mystery. To understand the seismic impact of Everett Lynch's potential return, we must first revisit the whirlwind journey of this complex character. Introduced to Days of Our Lives in October 2023, Everett Lynch burst onto the Salem scene as a fresh face with a past as murky as the DiMera family's secrets. Portrayed by Blake Barris, a fan-favorite actor who previously brought the ill-fated Nick Fallon to life, Everett was a journalist with a knack for uncovering truths except, perhaps, the truth about himself. His arrival was marked by intrigue, as fans initially speculated whether Barris might be reprising his role as Nick, given the actor's history with the show. Instead, Everett emerged as a new character, one whose layered backstory and tangled relationships quickly made him a central figure in Salem's ever-evolving drama. Everett, we soon learned, was not just Everett Lynch. He carried the alias Robert Bobby Stein, a name tied to a darker, more troubled persona. As Bobby, he had been married to Jada Hunter, the fierce and determined police detective played by Elia Cantu. Their marriage, however, was far from a fairy tale. Plagued by infidelity and a gambling addiction, Bobby's life spiraled out of control, leading to his mysterious disappearance and Jada's decision to file for divorce. But the plot thickened when Everett, under his new identity, crossed paths with Stephanie Johnson, portrayed by Abigail Klein. Their romance blossomed in Seattle, where Everett, using his mother's maiden name, Lynch, proposed to Stephanie with an engagement ring that symbolized a future cut short by tragedy. In a twist that could only happen in Salem, Everett's life took a catastrophic turn when he was struck by a car while mailing a letter. The accident left him with amnesia, erasing his memories of Jada, his past as Bobby, and even his love for Stephanie. By the time he regained his memory, Stephanie had moved on, believing he had ghosted her. This heartbreaking misunderstanding set the stage for Everett's return to Salem, where he hoped to rekindle his romance with Stephanie, only to face the complications of her new relationship with Chad DiMera and the shocking revelation of his past with Jada. Everett's struggle with dissociative identity disorder added another layer of complexity to his story. His alter, Bobby Stein, emerged as a manipulative and self-serving persona, determined to reclaim Jada and sabotage Everett's efforts to rebuild his life. The battle between Everett and Bobby played out in therapy sessions with Dr. Marlena Evans, the legendary psychiatrist portrayed by Deidre Hall. Marlena's attempts to help Everett integrate his personalities were met with resistance, as Bobby's dominance grew stronger, leading to a series of dramatic confrontations that kept viewers on the edge of their seats. The murder that shocked Salem, Connie Wieniawski's deadly scheme. The turning point in Everett's story came on August 1, 2024, in an episode that left fans reeling. Connie Wieniawski, a dangerous and unhinged character played with chilling precision, executed a sinister plan to silence Everett/Bobby. Knowing that Bobby had overheard her confess to the murder of Lee Shin, Connie struck a deal with him. She would eliminate Rafe Hernandez, Jada's fiancé, in exchange for Bobby's silence. But Connie, ever the master manipulator, had no intention of honoring their agreement. Instead, she laced Everett's coffee with crushed pills, poisoning him in a cold-blooded act that she later framed as a suicide. The scene of Everett's death was nothing short of gut-wrenching. As he lay dying, the Everett persona briefly resurfaced, allowing him to share a heartbreaking farewell with Stephanie. "I love you," he whispered, his voice trembling with emotion, before succumbing to the poison. The moment was a masterclass in soap opera storytelling, blending tragedy with the faint hope of redemption. Stephanie and Jada, the two women who loved him in different ways, were left devastated, attending a sparse memorial service where Everett's ashes were handed to Stephanie in a poignant gesture of closure, or so it seemed. Connie's attempt to pin her crimes on Everett/Bobby via a forged suicide note initially succeeded, but Jada's keen instincts as a detective uncovered inconsistencies in the case. Her confrontation with Connie, which aired on September 23, 2024, revealed the true extent of the villain's psychopathic behavior, fueling speculation that Everett's death might not be as final as it appeared. After all, in Salem, death is rarely the end of the story. Why Everett's return feels inevitable, clues and fan theories. The question on every Days of Our Lives fans' mind is simple yet profound. Could Everett Lynch return from the grave? Despite the on-screen death, several factors suggest that this charismatic journalist's story is far from over. Let's explore the clues, fan theories, and narrative possibilities that point to a dramatic resurrection. The soap opera resurrection trope. First and foremost, Days of Our Lives is no stranger to bringing characters back from the dead. From Stefano Di Mera's countless demises to Abigail Devereaux's shocking survival, Salem has a long history of defying the finality of death. Everett's death, while tragic, feels ripe for reversal, especially given the show's penchant for resurrecting beloved characters. The fact that Connie's crimes were exposed and her suicide note debunked opens the door to the possibility that Everett's death was staged or misinterpreted. Could he have been saved at the last moment, perhaps by a mysterious ally or a medical miracle orchestrated by Dr. Mark Green? Stephanie's lingering grief. One of the most compelling indicators of Everett's potential return is the ongoing focus on Stephanie Johnson's grief. In typical soap fashion, a character's death is often mourned for a week or two before the story moves on. Yet, weeks after Everett's passing, Stephanie remains consumed by her loss, her scenes heavy with emotional weight. This prolonged emphasis on her sorrow suggests that the writers are laying the groundwork for a major twist. Could Stephanie's memories of Everett be more than just nostalgia? Fans speculate that her grief might be a precursor to a shocking reunion, where Everett reappears to either comfort or haunt her. Jada's quest for justice. Jada Hunter's relentless pursuit of the truth behind Everett's death is another clue that his story isn't finished. As a detective, Jada's instincts have led her to question Connie's narrative from the start. Her confrontation with the killer, coupled with her realization of Connie's instability, hints at the possibility that Everett's death was a ruse. Perhaps Connie, in her twisted machinations, faked Everett's demise to throw Jada off her trail. Alternatively, could Everett have been working with an unseen ally to uncover Connie's crimes, only to be caught in her deadly web? The dissociative identity disorder angle. Everett's struggle with DID provides a rich narrative avenue for his return. His alter, Bobby Stein, was a cunning and resourceful persona, capable of manipulating situations to his advantage. Could Bobby have orchestrated a plan to fake Everett's death, perhaps to protect him from Connie or another threat? The complexity of Everett's psyche, combined with the show's history of using psychological disorders to fuel dramatic twists, makes this theory particularly compelling. Imagine the drama of Everett returning to Salem, only for Stephanie and Jada to discover that Bobby is in control, setting the stage for a battle to reclaim the man they love. Fan speculation and social media buzz. The Days of Our Lives fanbase has been abuzz with theories about Everett's return, with social media platforms like X serving as a hotbed for speculation. Posts from fans highlight the prolonged focus on Everett's death as evidence that Blake Barris might reprise his role. One user tweeted, "If Stephanie's still crying over Everett months later, you know he's coming back." #DOL never lets a good character stay dead. Another fan posited, "What if Everett's death was a Clyde Weston plot? He's got the resources to fake a death and keep Everett hidden." These theories, while unconfirmed, reflect the passion and creativity of the show's audience, who see Everett's return as a natural fit for Salem's dramatic landscape. The potential plot: how Everett could return. So, how might Everett Lynch make his triumphant return to Days of Our Lives? Let's explore a few scenarios that could bring this beloved character back to Salem in a blaze of glory or infamy. Scenario 1. The medical miracle. One possibility is that Everett's death was a near-death experience rather than a final one. Perhaps an off-screen intervention by a skilled doctor, potentially Dr. Mark Green, who has been mentioned in connection with Connie's schemes, saved Everett at the last moment. Hidden away in a secret facility, Everett could be recovering from the poison, his memories fragmented, but his will to survive intact. His return would be a shock to Stephanie and Jada, who would grapple with the emotional fallout of believing he was gone forever. Scenario 2. The Clyde Weston conspiracy. Given Clyde Weston's history of manipulating events in Salem, it's not far-fetched to imagine him orchestrating Everett's death as part of a larger scheme. As a drug lord with connections across the city, Clyde could have seen Everett's journalistic investigations as a threat. By faking Everett's death and holding him captive, Clyde could use him as leverage against Chad DiMera or Jada Hunter. Everett's eventual escape or rescue would ignite a firestorm of drama as he seeks revenge and fights to reclaim his life. Scenario 3. Bobby's Gambit. The most intriguing possibility involves Everett's alter, Bobby Stein. What if Bobby, aware of Connie's plan, staged Everett's death to protect him from further harm? Using his cunning, Bobby could have swapped the poisoned coffee or ensured that Everett received an antidote. Now, hiding in the shadows, Bobby could be biding his time, waiting for the right moment to re-emerge, potentially as a villain bent on settling scores with those who wronged him. This scenario would set the stage for a psychological thriller as Stephanie and Jada work to bring Everett back while confronting Bobby's dangerous influence. Scenario 4. The supernatural twist. While Days of Our Lives typically grounds its stories in human drama, the show has occasionally flirted with supernatural elements. Could Everett return as a ghostly apparition, haunting Stephanie's dreams and guiding her toward the truth about his death? This spectral storyline would be a departure from the norm, but could offer a fresh take on Everett's legacy, allowing Blake Barris to deliver a haunting performance that keeps fans guessing. The emotional stakes: Stephanie, Jada, and Salem's future. Everett's return, in whatever form it takes, would have profound implications for the residents of Salem. For Stephanie Johnson, his reappearance would be a double-edged sword. Having mourned his loss and struggled to move on, Stephanie would face a whirlwind of emotions. Joy, anger, and confusion as she grapples with the reality of Everett's survival. Her relationship with Philip Kyriakis, which has been teased as a new romantic arc, could be thrown into chaos, setting the stage for a love triangle that tests her heart. Jada Hunter, meanwhile, would confront her own complex feelings. As Everett's ex-wife and the detective who unraveled Connie's crimes, Jada's quest for justice would take on new urgency. If Everett returns under Bobby's control, Jada's determination to save him could put her at odds with her fiancé, Rafe Hernandez, and reignite old wounds from their tumultuous marriage. The broader impact on Salem would be equally seismic. Everett's return could reignite tensions at The Spectator, where his firing by Xander Cook and subsequent rehiring by Chad DiMera created ripples of conflict. It could also draw other characters, like Marlena Evans and Steve Johnson, into the fray as they work to uncover the truth behind Everett's survival and its connection to Connie's reign of terror. The legacy of Everett Lynch, why his return matters. Everett Lynch's story is more than just a soap opera plotline. It's a testament to the enduring appeal of Days of Our Lives. His complex identity, fraught relationships, and tragic death have resonated with fans who see in him the potential for redemption and renewal. Blake Barris's nuanced performance has elevated Everett to a fan-favorite status, making his potential return one of the most anticipated developments in the show's 60th anniversary year. As Days of Our Lives prepares to celebrate 6 decades on air in November 2025, the return of familiar faces like Sammy Brady, Bo Brady, and Hope Williams Brady signals a focus on the show's rich history. Everett's resurrection would fit seamlessly into this narrative, offering a bridge between Salem's past and its future. Whether he returns as a hero, a villain, or something in between, Everett Lynch's presence would remind us why we keep coming back to Salem, for the drama, the heartbreak, and the hope that even in the darkest moments, love and truth can prevail. Conclusion: will Everett haunt Salem once more? So, dear readers, will Everett Lynch rise from the ashes to haunt Stephanie Johnson and shake up Salem once again? As of now, there's no official confirmation from the Days of Our Lives team or Blake Barris himself, but the clues are impossible to ignore. From Stephanie's lingering grief to Jada's relentless pursuit of justice, the stage is set for a comeback that could redefine the show's landscape. Whether through a medical miracle, a sinister conspiracy, or a psychological twist, Everett's return promises to be a roller coaster of emotions, delivering the kind of drama that Days of Our Lives does best. What do you think, fans? Is Everett Lynch truly gone, or is he waiting in the wings for his next big moment? Could he be the one to haunt Stephanie's heart, overshadowing any speculation about Jeremy Horton? Share your theories in the comments below, and keep watching Days of Our Lives on Peacock to see if this tantalizing tale unfolds. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.